Yes, Nick Kayal. Last night at around 8:30, Donald Trump took to the podium in Mar-a-Lago and spoke for about a half hour. Mm-hmm. We ran it right here on 1210 WPHT. He started out by saying this.
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. From the beginning, the Democrats spied on my campaign. Remember that? They attacked me with an onslaught of fraudulent investigations. Russia, Russia, Russia. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Impeachment hoax number 1. Impeachment hoax number 2, the illegal and unconstitutional raid on Mar-a-Lago, right here. The lying to the FISA courts, the FBI and DOJ relentlessly pursuing Republicans.
Wow. Lays it all out there. Hard to dispute any of that. That being said, with the judge kind of saying earlier in the day, I'm not going to issue a gag order, but I would urge you to resist, and I recommend you avoid, posting on social media and inciting people. He kind of talked about Bragg a little bit multiple times, but by and large danced around it and went back to his typical talking points, as you heard right there.
Well, I think Dawn mentioned this earlier about how he was talking about the judge and how they're, in his words, trying to intimidate people, saying, you either give me the goods on Trump or you'll get 10 years or whatever it is.
Yep.
Here was that.
We recently had another trial, and the same judge told the fine man who worked for me for many, many years that if you admit your guilt, you will be in jail for 90 days. But if you don't, if we go through a trial and you're found guilty, you're going away for 10 years and maybe longer, which for a 75-year-old man with a great family really means life.
Dawn, he's speaking of Weisselberg, Alan Weisselberg?
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Longtime employee
yeah.
who did plead out,
Yep.
And so it's this whole feeling of, and I think Trump really got it all out there because he's aware of the fact that judge may issue this gag order any second. So he wanted to lay out his case.
Yep.
Not just to the crowd there in Mar-a-Lago. It was a very, very friendly crowd, but also to the nation to say this is why they got that guilty plea, that deal. Plea deal.
I've seen a lot of people commenting on his performance last night in that speech that he gave at Mar-a-Lago, saying it was very low energy, similar to when he announced he was going to run again back in the fall.
No, it wasn't low energy.
I didn't think
watched
so
the whole
either.
Thing live.
I didn't think it was low energy. I thought he was much more low. I don't want to say low energy, but when he announced in the fall, it was like he had tunnel vision. He was dialed in. He was focused, but he wasn't over the top. He didn't get bombastic. I didn't get that sense last night. I thought last night had more juice than a couple of months ago. No,
what struck me about Trump yesterday was he knows how serious all of this is. He was all business. That would be my description. Trump was all business. He went through the entire case, and I know he did have prompter. That's why I was looking. Did he have prompter? He did have prompter, but he effortlessly went from prompter to off prompter,
right,
and was ad-libbing. Not easy to do. I mean, obviously he's a skilled communicator and worked, in business and television for a long time, but he went through, you figure the day he had.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. I know that he's in his mid-70s. Think about the day that he had. Certainly didn't get much sleep, was up very early, flew, right, from Florida to that, court case with the lawyers. Very intense, high-stress day. And this is late at night last night. And he is on fire.
He still looked fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what struck me. But he was going through that case, going through every element of the day, his business, his former employee, who he clearly thinks this is a raw deal, but saying that anybody who's pro-Trump, who's been in business with Trump, They're coming after all of these people. I also thought it was interesting who was there because I was looking through, I saw Marjorie there, Taylor Greene. So she showed up on the scene. So she was there. Carrie Lake was there. And also Roger Stone was there. And I thought that they had a falling out. And then I did, my husband and I, there's Roger Stone. So we're trying to see who's in the crowd.
No
who's
Ivanka,
there?
no Jared.
No, that's right.
No Melania.
No Melania.
Right.
And
that
the
was,
two sons.
Yes, as I said earlier, because the whole time I'm like, where's Melania? Where's Melania? So he thanks his sons.
Well, and Barron was there, too.
Was Barron there?
He's like, there's my grandson, Barron. He's going to be great.
That's not it. Yeah, that's
his son.
Oh, I'm sorry, his son. And then he's like, he's going to be tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'8" or something.
He's going to be tall, like that. Barron.
I didn't see. Was Barron there?
Maybe he was referring.
I think he alluded to him though.
Maybe
he did.
Well,
okay.
Maybe what you guys are saying is that his one of Junior's or Eric's kids.
Might have been there.
That would have been his grandkids.
Right.
But I thought it was notable that Ivanka not there, and the big one, the wife.
Yeah.
Where's Melania? She definitely was not there.
Told you, she was watching the Phillies.
Darling, I'm sorry.
Stand by her.
The Phillies going to win this one.
Yeah. All right. Trump continues.
What the prosecutors and judge did to that man, I will never forget. Because it's right out of the old Soviet Union. That's where we are. They said, you say anything about Trump, meaning that's bad, and you won't even have to serve the 90 days. You'll walk free. And they say that to many of my employees. We have this Jack Smith lunatic threatening people every single day through his representatives. They're threatening jail terms. But talk about Trump and you'll go free. This is where we are as a nation. Who would have thought they can't beat us at the ballot box, so they try and beat us through the law.
Can't beat us at the ballot box, so they try and beat us through the law.
Some third world banana republic stuff. If you can't beat him at the ballot box, hit him with 34 Class E felony counts of intent to defraud with intent to commit another crime. Even though, as the prosecutor, the district attorney in this case, I will not tell you what that other crime is.
Well, they have to due to discovery.
I know.
So in the process, so that's why the next, they have until August. It's unbelievable to me that we can go this long.
I know. Don't they realize we have a talk show to do?
Hello?
Come on.
He talks about the 2024 election and how this case was only brought to interfere with that.
Said, because nothing was said wrong. In fact, at the end of the call, we agreed to continue our conversation about election fraud, and election fraud specifically in Georgia at a later time. Many people on the phone, including lots of lawyers, nobody found anything wrong with that perfect call until a book promotion tour many months later. All of a sudden they say, I remember Trump making a call. Let's look at that. This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately.
I always love when he says something and then he follows it up with the same word again. Like immediately. It reminds me of the old baseball player. Today. I consider myself to be the luckiest man.
The old baseball.
Who was that? It was some Yankee guy.
What? It's Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle.
Are you the sports guy here? What is happening?
Yeah, this is some Yankee.
But he's worried about these other cases, and that's what that reveals to you.
You think he's worried?
Yeah.
I'm more worried that Nick doesn't know Lou Gehrig.
Yeah. I see. I think Trump relishes this, though.
No.
Really?
No. Last night, that's what he's worried about. He's worried. In other words, this is, you're look at all these different cases and these attorneys, the fact that his people, his employees, anybody who's worked for him or been loyal to him or not, that they're being approached, that's telling that they're getting these phone calls and they're being pressured. So that tells me these are active cases, and actively these prosecutors in other jurisdictions are pressuring him, his people, to flip and say something bad. So he feels that these are cases, that this is looming. That's what that told me.
That's interesting. I'm surprised you say that, because I feel like Trump kind of relishes the fact that he gets attacked.
Have you ever been sued?
No. Well, I don't have anything to sue for, so
Okay.
You're going to sue me, you ain't going to get much.
If you've ever been involved in this, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare.
Have you been sued?
Well, you can Google me, but I've been involved in a pretty big federal scandal case. Close family member. Hello.
I'm just saying.
You can just look at my Wikipedia page.
No, I get it.
I
understand.
I'm trying to Wikipedia Lou Gehrig right now, apparently.
No, so it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And the lawyers' fees, you're looking at a ton of lawyers and a ton of different cases. They have to keep track of everything. And in the midst of this, he's running for president.
Are you surprised he carries the stress and the burdens of all the people hacking at him constantly as well as he does? Because when you look at the guy, and to your point yesterday was probably a 15, 16, 17-hour day for the guy between getting up, doing the court thing, flying all the way back from New York to Florida, holding that speech last night, going from prompter to ad-libbing something that Joe would have stumbled over 5 times and fell off the stage doing. Like, all things considered, minus, his McDonald's habits and his McDonald's diet, like, he carries the stress relatively well for a 75-year-old man.
That's what struck me. And the fact that your wife is not there.
Right.
And your favorite child is not there.
I mean, we don't see him behind.
You think Ivanka's the favorite?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But we don't see him behind closed doors. But there's never anything out there that's being leaked or floated that Trump's in a bad mental state, or he's depressed, or the stress is getting to him. I mean, he goes from basically having his livelihood at stake to the first tee box at a golf course, and it's like just another day at the office for the guy.
It's fun. And my feed, it just popped up as if the computer is somehow listening. Ivanka's,
well, they are, Dawn.
I know, right? Ivanka's visit to her dad ahead of the court. So apparently she was with her dad, visited him earlier in the day, at some point during the day, maybe greeted him when he got back from court. But no, I think that's what struck me, that he was on top of his game, that he went through all of these different situations that he's dealing with, and to go through that kind of day. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You've been up since probably 4 a.m. You're facing all of these different cases, and you're getting calls and updates from the lawyers in the Mar-a-Lago case, in the Georgia case, and also your campaign.
Yeah.
Right? And you have all of this. It's like you're just juggling all of this up in the air, and he handles it and delivers that speech with that level of focus last night. No, I thought he was impressive, but who can withstand this kind of pressure?
Mm-hmm. I mean, to your point, he's up at 4:00 in the morning. So am I. The only difference is I take a nap at 11:30. Trump don't take the nap.
No, there's no nap.
There's no nap for Trump.